This all your shit? You got a problem, bro. Okay. He's chill. I like this. This ant. He's been in Enjuku for a long time. How long have you been here?
It's been like 13 years.
13 years. Because I remember every time I've been here, even at the old shop, you were around sometimes.
Yeah. I was only not at the very original one in Hanging Moss.
Oh, right.
Right.
That was the tiny little one with just one garage bay. Pat worked there, I think.
No. I was there for that one.
Oh, you were there for that one.
It was the one before that when it was originally in Orlando that had a JT. And,
oh man!
The very first.
Yeah,
one.
the drag car. Yep, and all that. They had an S13 drag car with like a pretty powerful SR back in the day.
Yeah, I think Ken was one of the first fastest SR drag cars.
That was like the top of your emails that you sent out for even when they started getting into drifting and they'd already won a bunch of stuff in drifting. The drag car is still out there.
Yeah, he still loves it. He actually wants me to try to rebake it.
Yeah?
Yeah, he has the original engine for it somewhere on the power.
Dang, that's really cool. And how much power did that make back in the day?
And I think it was like 550, but the thing about it was like stock block.
Yeah. Lots of power for back in the day. It doesn't sound like a lot now out of an SR, but that's a lot. So we're here at Enjuku Racing. I figured I'd give you guys a shop tour. They're local to me. I'm only about an hour away, so kind of walk around here, check it out with Ant, and show you guys what it's like. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Let's just start with this. So this is I feel like almost like a modern take on a 90s car.
It's pretty much stock.
Is this like an old, what's it, PDM tuning or something?
So I think a lot of this stuff is E-Spare stuff.
Okay.
I'm not very rich in my
E-Spare.
bolt-on JDM culture stuff.
Oh, it's right-hand drive.
Yeah, this is it's a 180, and it came from Japan this way.
Okay.
And we don't really know much about all the little pieces that are on it, but it's something that Ken's picked up because he knew that they're going to get harder and harder to find. So we've had it for a couple of years now.
Is it an SR one or a CA one?
It's an SR one.
Can we check out under the hood? It's got E36.
So that was my thing that I put on there.
Well, it's maybe not period correct because the V's weren't out back then, but the sizing and everything, they're 16s.
Yeah.
16 by 8s probably.
So I originally had these TEs from my board.
I asked if it had a CA or an SR in it, but it says right there, twin cam turbo. Perfect. Dang, she is box stock.
Well, it has a manifold and turbo, and that's because when we got it, the turbo was seized up and there was a crack in the manifold when we were changing it, so we decided to just do that.
Was this originally auto or manual?
It was originally auto. Actually, we did swap.
I saw the master here, so I was wondering there.
Yeah, it was auto. The transmission was a little...
and it has everything still. Yeah. Perfect. Stock airbox, stock intercooler. That's sick. Clutch fan. Always. Never sleep on the clutch fan.
I'm a big fan of the clutch fan.
Yeah, that's right. Big fan of the clutch fan. Oh, you got the rad hoses too. It looks like all the cooling system was maybe redone too.
Oh, we just did some of it.
Yeah,
just because it had a little leak from the weep hole, so while we had it apart. Eventually, we want to try to maybe use this as a giveaway car or sell it.
Nice. It's really clean. It looks nice. The AC and stuff all work?
AC works. Pretty clean on the inside.
Dang, the 180 seats. Nice. Dang, this is super clean inside. Slick top. No sunroof. Over 6 feet people can drive.
That's actually something I just recently found out. I'm short, so I don't have that issue.
Oh, yeah. Stock exhaust. So it's got a tubular manifold and which turbo?
ISR T25 replacement.
Okay. Sick. And then stock exhaust. It's my kind of ride right here. It's how it should be enjoyed. I like that.
It's got a few little things that we can touch up on, but it's like a slow work in progress, not a full build. We're so used to doing full build stuff here. It's kind of nice to have the ability just to do hey, let's just change the turbo. Let's just do the 5-speed swap.
Instead of strip it down, send it to the acid dipper. Let's go.
Yeah. It's a nice
you guys for a while that's all you were doing almost.
Yeah, we went through car every year, new FD car for 6 years straight.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
It's intense.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, it's still a stock unibody, whatever, but you're you take a car from the 90s and you turn it into a body in white and you start from there. It's almost worse than starting with a brand new body in white.
Yeah, not for sure.
You got the Vert?
Yeah, this is actually my personal car.
Oh, okay.
But we're using it to do a few install videos right now. So
Sick.
I'm gonna do an install video on this ISR intake manifold.
So it's RB.
This is 25.
25. Okay.
25 with a 20 transmission, but this is ISR mounts.
Nice.
Just stripped down.
Copy that. Building a Vert. It's gonna be a drift car or what?
No, I'm gonna try to actually. I don't. And as much
Got
as you look,
handbrake.
I know. It was originally going to be a drift car, but I want to try to. I want one S chassis, well, one S13, I should say. And I want it to be a street car, but I like Verts because nobody else does.
He's an automotive hipster. RB Vert, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. What's the goal with this for power and all that? Street cruiser?
Yeah, street 350 is like.
Okay.
That's like my. I like 350.
Me too.
For like anything more than that, it's not fun to drive. It's kind of scary.
Well, that and just the cost analysis is really good until 350-ish.
Yeah.
And the minute you go past 350 with almost anything, it gets really expensive.
Yeah, tires, I mean clutches, transmissions, everything can kind of break around
Axles,
there.
everything.
And I am not a good driver. I'm gonna tell you right now. Every time I get something that's more than that, I'll just like lose attention. Like 350, you don't really have to pay attention.
No.
But like you got like something that's 500, and then you like forget that you're in a 500 horsepower car, and you're just like, whoop, you're not.
Yeah, you'll forget till the turbo hits, and then you're like, oh, there we go.
Yep, whoops.
Whoops.
I'm on the side of the road.
Then we got V8 stuff over here. LS stuff, just like a development thing, or what?
So right now we're working alongside with ICT Billet,
Okay.
and they gave us a bunch of their new bracket design to be able to put the LS in the 350Z and still like maintain 350Z.
That's what I was looking at, because
AC
that's not
AC.
a Chevy alter or AC condenser there.
So you'll be able to run your AC lines, and then we're working with them to try to make sure that this is just like make it a really smooth transition to put the LS in the 350Z.
The 350Z. Got it. And does that stuff cross over with 370 at all, or no?
So we haven't been lucky enough to like have a bone stock 370 that we've been able to tear down and do that with. Like we had the 370 stripped down to bare chassis, turn to race car kind of thing.
Right, immediately.
Yeah, so
faster than you needed to be.
So and we figured let's knock out the 350 first, and then and then try instantly on 370 after.
I was just curious of like what kind of stuff swaps over, because I know a lot of the suspension and a lot of the other stuff is very similar.
I believe it will all work.
Okay.
But I honestly haven't done it firsthand, so I don't like to say
it's
gonna
for
work.
sure.
So if you're one of the people that know you want an S13 and you know you want it like as OEM and as nice as possible, this is it. The bubble's now.
Right now, or you're screwed.
Oh, that's it. You're done.
At least, like, I feel like you guys, Enjuku in general, has been able to get a lot of OE parts back, too.
Yep.
So when I need stuff, I'm always like Enjuku, and I think, oh, they have all this OE stuff. And then when they don't have an OE one, they have an OE Plus from, like, ISR or, like, GK Tech or something. Like, I need a clutch fan, and I'm like, finding a stock clutch fan now is like impossible, but GK Tech makes one. And then I was like, oh, I need these hoses and gasket set. Oh, ISR has a whole gasket set kit now, so you're able to get it, which I feel like even just a couple of years ago you couldn't.
Right. There is a little bit of a movement into that, like
there is
slow replacement parts for OEM that you can't get anymore. So,
but like OEM sheet metal, OEM anything.
Oh, we got
so
those fenders.
Tough. You do?
We got these fenders.
What? Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, these J-replace fenders.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're coming out with a bunch of it's a big movement for this company J-replace to start making.
Are they in Japan? Or no, they're here.
No, they're here.
So I saw the other day, because I was trying to get replacement fenders for my 11 front end, and there's a company now that makes those too, like just factory sheet metal ones. They repop them now.
Right, and that's essentially what this is.
That's cool. They do Sylvia ones?
Yeah, this one's a dented one. Sylvia ones are coming.
Might have to get some of those.
Sylvia ones are coming.
You heard it first. We might as well look at this car now that we're here.
Alright, so...
Well, this is like a drift build,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
This is actually Ken's son.
Okay.
Yeah, he started working on it.
Dang, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, except for the fact that, as you mentioned, I've been here for that long, and I remember when he was 4.
Yeah, it makes you feel old.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, hey, yeah, he's building an S13, and I feel real old.
It's cool though, because it's a hatch, and it's like, Ken's probably real pumped about that.
Yeah, and it's
good
red.
feel-good vibe
It's
there.
red.
Yeah.
But he just started school, so he gets to work on it during like his downtime, but he doesn't get to really work on it every
intake
day.
manifold's nice.
Yep.
Sweet. I don't think I've seen one in black before.
It was a limited run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The black looks way nicer.
I like them. I like them.
So red top SR with the ISR bolt-on manifold and turbo.
Yep. It's actually icy.
Ooh, old school.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say that on
I don't
video
know, I
now.
don't
They
know.
might demonetize us. I remember when that whole thing went down and went to ISR, I was like, yeah, that's a pretty smart move.
That's a good idea. Nobody wanted to run a giant icy sticker on the side
Yeah,
of the car.
yeah, for sure. That's cool. So what's the goal with this? This is going to be a
he-
street car or drift
No,
car?
I think he wants to drift. He wants to get in the drift thing.
Sick.
So you have to come hit you up and learn how to do it.
Yeah. No worries.
Me too.
I'll be happy
Me
to
too.
help him up. Yeah, you guys both come out.
Yeah, I'm
This
not.
is nice, too.
If I haven't figured it out by now, I'm never gonna figure it out.
I like that power steering reservoir. It's nice. I feel like that's my old car. Is that my old car?
That is your old car.
It's not really my old car. I had it for about a year, and it sat in the field or 2 years, and it sat in the field for about a year.
Some guy did this.
That's Aaron Losey. Do you remember that whole story?
Oh, I don't remember the story, but
Okay, Lone Star Drift, Aaron Losey. We show up at this event. It's probably Pat and I used to travel to FD together. This was Pat Gooden's car back in the day. And then I bought it from him when he was done with it and built his V8 car. It was like a party car and fun car for me. And anyway, so in like 2013 or so, maybe 14, we stopped at a Lone Star Drift event. And the driver's meeting, I'm like, hey guys, like we're out here with our FD cars. This was Pat's FD car. I was like, you guys can run with us if we're like thumbs up and everything's good, but like, please don't crash into us. Like, please don't do that. Like, we have an event to be at in 3 weeks and we don't have time to fix it. Aaron Losey's like, yeah, don't hit anybody. Like, make sure you can drive close, but don't hit anybody. Blah blah. It's all talked about. And then first run, Aaron's chasing Pat and just smashes into his door and just wrecks the whole sill. And yeah, Aaron was very much a dick about it, and Pat was very much rightfully a dick back.
yeah.
It was a good story.
It's had some history.
This thing's like, what? It's got to be at least 12, 13, no, 15 years old almost.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Andrew helped work on this car. It's like, that's how old this thing is. So, and it was, Pat was wanting to rebuild it back up, and then he didn't get the opportunity to, and he gave it to me, and then I gave it to Luke, and Luke is putting it together.
Oh, sick.
So
It looks like it's all pretty much the same.
Yeah,
It's still got the shock. You used to put these holes here so you could adjust the shock when the back window is in there.
yeah, he's just done full tube rear.
Yeah, it needed it.
Yep, and he's done all the front too.
Is this door gonna open? Let's see.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is what was done by. Don't hit us. First lap, 30 seconds later, smash.
That's what that's for. We're gonna cut it out and put that in.
Put a new sill on it. Dang, this dash lives on.
Yep.
I can't believe it hasn't exploded into paper mache yet.
It's not gonna. Oh, this is actually gonna be a KA
It's
car.
a KT. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all still the same.
That,
Oh
the
yeah.
bottom bar is.
The sway bar.
But then this was all been redone.
The suspension I think is the same.
Yep.
All the same as when I had it.
Yep.
But now it's KA. It's a better motor anyway.
Ooh,
I like KATs.
I do too.
Actually, let me rephrase that. It's not. I love SRs. SR is one of my favorite motors, but I feel like the KA needs to come back. Now that there's a lot more education on it and the tuning's better and the ECUs are better, I think the KA got a bad name for itself 15 years ago.
I've always been KA guy.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a good setup.
this was my car.
Dude, this thing is so nice. I love the color.
I just sold this.
Did you really?
Yeah, I put this together from very much.
Hopefully you got good money for it.
I did.
I feel like this is like almost a $20,000 car now.
I did not sell it for that, but
Okay, but it still got good money
Yeah.
for it.
no, I was
KT.
I sold to a friend too. So
That's cool. And you get to see it all the time. Yeah, this is sweet. So, KAT.
yep. Fully, it's a stock motor, but it was a low mileage motor, believe it or not, because I pulled it out of a car 12 years ago.
Low mileage and then sat for 10 years?
Yeah, but I went through it
That's
and,
cool.
and refreshed it. And new turbo, powder coated some stuff, did chain and did
What
the
kind of
head.
power does this make?
It makes 276 horsepower last time we went to the dyno.
Is that like what, 10 or 12
10
pounds?
pounds.
Yeah.
10 pounds on the T25.
Okay.
And
Oh, dang.
And 370s.
Got it. Oh, so it's like the 2005 build right here.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. It's good to see those finished. Like, there's so many, I feel like, that did that 2005 build, never got it tuned right or anything. It's on stock ECU?
Stock ECU, Martin tuned.
Okay. Nice. That's cool. This is really clean. I love the color, too.
Thanks.
And the interior is nice.
I did paint it.
You painted it yourself?
Yep.
Dang, that's good. The coverage is nice.
On-crack dash, AC, S14.
I was looking at the dash. I'm like, that's like a $700 dash now. Oh, this has a pop-up front end deck on it.
Yeah.
There wasn't much left of the Sylvia front end.
No. Actually, I have the headlights with all the aluminum riveted.
Oh, yeah.
Like, new mount added on to new mount added on to new mount.
Perfect. Those headlights are still worth $500.
History.
I'm really excited to see this car going again.
Yeah,
though.
Luke's a good driver, so I can't wait to see him driving it. He's gonna just use it for local stuff and have fun with it.
Yeah, sick.
That's the Boneyard out there. You don't want to go out there.
Well, we should go out there. What's out there? Let's see what's out here.
All right,
We'll be quick.
This is the
Start
Boneyard,
rain.
and let's get.
Yeah.
This is Andrew's G35, which he's gonna time attack for the last 8 years. The problem with this car is that he's tried to get a VQ running multiple times. So I think
they
he's
either
finally
work or they don't, and if they don't, abort, dude.
This is my daily driver, which
The cord right here.
barely made it this morning.
Oh
so,
no!
Yeah, I blew a coolant line on the way here,
Oh
so
no!
we got some nice coolant sitting in the intake.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Then you got E36,
Yeah.
Miata, FC. You
Yeah.
got all the goodies right here,
So that's
dude.
my FC. I don't
Oh,
know
sick.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't even know what's under there. I think that's an S13 hatch. That's another.
Dude, that's a slick top FC, man.
Yeah, I got a 13B for it and everything.
Nice.
So
It's got a motor in it right now, or no?
no, the motor's on a pallet.
Okay.
I can say that about a lot of things.
Yeah. Another clean S13.
That is the one that Ken wants me to put together.
Oh, as the drag car.
That's Ken's car.
That'd be very cool. E36 looks like a parts car at this point.
Yeah, you want
It's got a V8 in it?
Yeah, it's got LS in it.
What?
Yeah.
I can see through the intake, through the cowl. I'm like, what the heck? Does it run?
No.
I was gonna say. Is this when you guys make some swap parts out of it or something?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. And then some other stuff.
S13, that's my S14.
Nice.
This is me trying to drift.
Oh, this car?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this car.
No, this was Kevin's car.
Okay.
It was Kevin's before.
Be careful with the.
We won't see inside here. I got a cage in it. I painted it. It's all nice in there, but.
I remember seeing this car somewhere with the banana logo on
Kevin.
the side.
Kevin used to take it to OSW.
Okay.
Miata.
There you go. Miata is always the answer.
It's a turbo Miata. Use the ISR turbo kit.
I see so many people with that turbo
Dude,
kit. It's
awesome.
crazy.
It's awesome. They drive so good. It fits so well.
It works good.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know. I built mine all custom, and I should have just bought one of those turbo kits.
It's super simple.
And they're super affordable too. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's really.
That's cool.
They only make it for the one right now.
Yeah, the
same
NB.
But
Yep.
I think there's talks of the 1.6 and.
I've seen people put them on the same kit on the 1.8 NAs too. It just probably needs some modification of piping or something. Let's check out the shop end of things here, dude. So you got a plasma table here.
Yeah, so we do all the ER spec roll cages and bash bars, and so they're pretty much, we got like the Dragon and 2 plasma tables to make all the plates and all the tubes and bending, and we got Greg in the corner just welding away.
Yeah,
and,
zinging.
Yeah, he slings those bars. So
You guys sell a lot of them too. I see.
yeah, we move quite a bit of them.
It's really like one of those things where it's like that. Even like I can build the stuff. And I look at the price of it and how much time it's gonna take. I'm like, I'll just buy theirs.
Yeah.
And then if I crash, I can just buy another one instead of having to like keep spending 8 hours every time building a new one. Like there's a time value involved, and like sometimes it's fun to build it when you want. When you can't, then it sucks. There's nothing worse than like you crash your car, you gotta fix a whole bunch of other things and rebuild a bash bar. I'd much rather just click and have it show up at my door.
Yeah. And we keep them in stock. We try to, so we
Yeah.
try not to have too big of a lead time on them. 1 week.
Yeah,
and
quite a
we
few
can pretty much make them
applications,
order.
too.
So yeah,
That's
pretty good.
cool. So
We actually have drift cars here,
right.
so we can go look at
Oh,
those.
let's look at those. Oh, you got another plastic table.
Yeah.
5x10 too. So this right here is the Dragon?
Yeah, so this one is
What
the
does
one.
this do?
It pretty much pushes the bars out, and instead of having to do a notch, you get a phased out notch.
Oh, dang, that is nice.
So we get to run them in there and come down and
smooth. That's really cool.
just go straight over to your JD square bender and.
Yeah, the hydraulic one's nice. That's cool. What else we got here?
That's my horde. My horde station
Shit,
loader.
dude.
So.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I got a bit of. So yeah, as I was saying, I've been here a long time. So.
CA, RB, SR,
Just JZ.
RB, SR, JZ.
BG, RB, yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I've never pretty much.
We don't talk about this motor.
It's for my Z32.
We don't talk about that. This is all your shit? You got a problem, bro. I thought you were saying like mine as in like everybody's here.
No, it's pretty much mine.
Oh my gosh.
Not all of it, but I would say 90.
Dude, I thought I had a problem. You
Yeah.
might have a problem.
Yeah. I do. I like engines. So I like engines. I'm an engine guy. I build engines.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of these over the years, and I still have them.
we see that. I thought this was like, like for everyone that works here and all the projects they have going on, I'm like, this looks about right. For one single person?
No, it's not all mine, all right?
Okay.
So, like, that isn't mine. That
Okay.
one's not mine, but that, yeah, that's mine. And then that's mine.
Oh, my RB30 blocks?
Yeah. That's Kevin's.
Okay. I figured.
Like, if that's Brandon's.
This is not yours.
Those are
LS,
Brandon's.
that's not you.
No, it's not me, but the rotary.
That's
yes.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the KAs, yes.
Well, that's an S5 car, too, then.
No, it's
Is it S4?
No, it's an S4.
Oh, I thought that was S5.
No, it's an S5 motor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's JDM motor.
I don't know my rotary stuff, I guess.
And yeah, I got some RBs and some SRs.
So the story is, if you have an RB, you need a lot of RBs.
I got transmissions to go with them.
Oh my gosh. Well, these are getting. I understand the collection of this a lot more even than the motors.
Yeah.
Because this, when they're done, they're done.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's honestly why I've got a lot of them. Essentially, I had two.
Now
of
you know
them.
the plug for RB and SR stuff.
I mean, my goal is to get rid of them. So I don't know why I have that. That's a pallet of front wheel drive SRs.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I had a Sentra.
No, but you can't use anything from those?
Not really rear wheel drive, no.
Oh, dang.
But-
the bell housing's different?
Yeah,
Ooh. The heads are the same, though.
it was cheap at the time.
The heads are the same, though.
You can put a front wheel drive head on,
Okay.
but they're not the same.
Oh. I don't know.
It's junk, really.
It's junk. Junk. That's like one of my favorite words is junk, because like some people's junk is like really important to other people, and I use the term junk for even something that's just like I don't want to mess with that right now. It's junk.
So, a lot of the guys in there have stuff in here, and then I give a lot of it to them when they need it. But
Right.
sometimes they see me clearing stuff up and throwing it away, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Because I got a lot of stuff." And they're like, "You're gonna need that one day," and it happens to me so much. Like, we're like, "Where's that piece?" They're like, "I saw you throw it away," and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go buy something that I literally."
I
threw
know,
away.
but like, dude, it's like so stressful even just storing and dealing and organizing it.
Yeah, it is, and we use a lot of the stuff like in checking if parts fit and like doing the swap mounts and improving on
It's
things.
good to
so
have the stuff around.
It's a lot of it. That's where a lot of it came from was
For sure.
collecting it back in the day, just making sure that we had a lot of everything.
Another rotary out there.
Yeah,
Turbo 2 motor.
it's the same thing. I have two of them. I have two I have two CAs, two RB20s, two RB25s, two rotaries. I like backups.
Yeah.
And in drifting, you know that.
Dude.
You gotta have a backup. of
But you
everything.
gotta draw the line somewhere, and I think the line is halfway through your shit over there.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh man. Dash bars over here,
Yeah,
ready to go,
These
dude.
are the ones that are all.
You guys make E36 ones?
Yes, they're coming out.
Oh, can we say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, there
E36
you
ones
go.
are coming
You heard
soon.
lots of firsts
so
here.
maybe there's a bit of a. I'm not proficient in the E36 world.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't really understand right now is all the different bumper variations you can get, and so that's where I don't know, like
It's hard.
Yeah, I can say, hey, I put this on a S13, and I know it's gonna fit the Sylvia,
Right.
You know, the Chuki, the Zenki.
The main thing is like most of the front stuff is the same. The rear is different.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, if don't quote me on this, but E36 coupe, sedan, facelift, not M3 and not, you could build a bash bar that would work with all of them, but it would have to be a little bit more recessed.
Right.
Because the 328 bumpers are in a little bit farther than the M3 bumper.
And this is what I'm trying to learn right now. I don't want to
Yeah.
come out with a bumper, a bar, and it doesn't fit somebody's bumper, and I said, hey, it's an E36 bumper.
Yeah, there's a couple things there. Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. That's why they're not really.
I can help you with that too because I have some I can measure.
Oh, there you
if
go.
need to.
There you go. Said it.
But-
Said it.
Yeah, I know. E36s are tricky, man. The thing is like, so many of the parts are interchangeable from like the E30 days all the way to like E90. So you have parts that are like fully interchangeable. But then within E36 alone, there'll be 3 different clutch masters. Because like, oh, ZF has a bigger clutch master than this, that, and the other. And then like, oh, the clutch itself, oh, different sizes, different this. And it's like all those little things.
I think that's just a German thing.
Yeah, cam sensors. Oh, better have your year and date ready
I
of your
noticed
build.
happening with the Volkswagens too. I'm
Yeah.
just like, wow.
I don't do anything with Volkswagen. I stay away from all that. You have some drift cars.
Yeah,
here.
so it's Enjuku racing, and we still have some racing stuff.
That's
so.
good.
Sometimes. You know, Brandon drives this one.
Yep.
Brandon,
I'm gonna open the hood.
go for
Dude.
it. Go for it.
Dang. Turbsky V8. Look at those flexes. Holy shit. 3-inch primaries there. What size turbo is on this?
That's a G42. Garrett.
So 1050 or 1200?
It's a 1200.
Damn, what kind of power does this thing make?
It made 770 on 14 pounds.
770 at 14 pounds. That's, I mean, at 20 it would make 950.
It would
You're
get
probably
up there.
just barely in the efficiency of that turbo right
Yeah,
now.
well, we did change the turbo at its first because it was a 4502, like an older GTX,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
then we went to the 42 for it's compact, less boost, and made more power. So
Yeah,
you
because the
can't-
aerodynamics are way better on those. Dang, this is nice though. You guys built this whole car here, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was
It's like Viper valve covers here, dude.
group effort. Yeah. I built these manifolds.
Oh, sick.
I actually took me forever.
It's good. The wastegate preference is really good. The flow, that.
So this is I remember Honadale's first one and Pat's
Yeah.
first one. Like
You've had some evolution.
yeah,
here.
exactly. So this was kind of like, oh, well, I messed up on the wastegates on those ones back then, and then like the turbo couldn't come out of Hamilton's car without tearing the whole thing apart.
Okay.
So this is kind of like, hey, we can get to the parts from inside here. We can pull the whole piece. We can just unbolt this
That's really cool. I
to
was
this
looking at
and yank
that.
the whole thing out. So
So this bolts to the lower like subframe
Yes.
crossbar,
yes.
and then so you just unbolt that and you can pull it out the whole deal there. Stock water pump.
It's stock water pump and electric. So that
Okay,
is
in the back.
That is the best way. I tell everybody I don't like to do just mechanical, and I don't like to do just electric. Both seems to work the best.
And you use the electric one pulling out of the radiator.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how my cars have always been. You're definitely not putting a radiator in the front of this thing.
No.
Oh man, this is tight. This is tight. This looks like a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, the good thing is the guys who go to the races with this one,
They
we all
know.
had our hands on, and
That's cool.
we know how it goes apart and together. And surprisingly, it's a lot easier. Like if you were to get in here within one round, you'd be like,
Everything looks really modular, and I think that's obviously over the 3rd or 4th generation of this is when you learn all that stuff. The fitment's really good. There's clearance on everything. I'm not a Z person, but
yeah,
I'm sure this car is pretty
I think
good.
there's the driver himself right there.
Oh, hey.
The last time Chelsea talked to me about driving a Z, he was like, "It's like it's steering through wet tissue paper." It's like,
That's
okay. Well, I mean, it's just a car I'm driving.
Yeah. No, I just... and this is not a Z anymore almost at
Of
this
course,
point,
yeah.
right? But like to me, whenever I drive a stock Z, I'm like, I appreciate how easy and good it is.
Definitely.
But for me, like I'm in an opportunity where I can drive kind of whatever I want and build whatever I kind of want, and I'm like, there's no challenge to the Z, like especially in stock form. I want something that's like challenging back, but not too challenging. Like my FD Mustang is too
Yeah, it's
challenging.
not a Mustang.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Like, but I'm sure this is much different. And I've driven with you before, and this thing rips.
Parties, man, parties.
It shreds. It seems like it has just a massive power band.
Yeah, since we put the G42 on, I probably picked up 1500 RPM easy just on the turbo swap alone. So.
Yeah. So like when is it on? Like
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it goes to 7 or so.
Yes, we're like 69, 68, 69.
Okay. Sick. Yeah. So 4,000 RPM usable.
I mean, yeah, like.
And even under the curve, it's still there.
Yeah, it just snaps right to it no matter what.
It is a 4-way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's a high compression motor because this was supposed to be an NA motor, and we blew up the previous motor, so it's like, oh, let's put this in. So it's a 12.5 motor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ethanol or what?
C16.
C16. Okay.
Yeah.
It's much more reliable.
Oh
Yeah.
The ethanol stuff is great, but
I can't stand it. If I can't just let it sit for a while and like be all right.
I feel like even when you don't let it sit,
Yeah, still.
it's super volatile. Yeah, like we run C16 in our FD cars too,
100% worth it.
and then I run like MS 109 and all my stuff because it's like it's not super corrosive.
So
It's
leaded?
easy to run. It's unleaded.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really only like 104 octane, but it's like really oxygenated. And it's like one of those things where it's like I know the batch, the everything. It's always going to be exactly the same. Like with the ethanol stuff, I had all sorts of weird injector problems.
We did one season of ethanol.
Yeah.
We decided that one season was enough.
And it's a little bit more for real fuel, like real race fuel.
Exactly, yeah.
But at the same time, I think in the long run, it's probably cheaper.
Yeah. If you had someone giving you barrels of it, it's different.
Or like the injectors. Like I was having to put injectors in my car every Saturday morning at the track. So I'd drive Thursday, Friday, put new ones in Saturday, and then I'd ship the other ones out, and I'd run the ones from last Saturday, Thursday, Friday at the next event, and put the new ones that I got cleaned back in on
Sounds like misery,
Saturday.
man.
And every time I send them back, some of them would be down 5 to 8%.
Let me guess. Ever since you went C16, you haven't had to do
None.
anything. Nothing.
It's perfect every time. I don't even need fuel filters, I feel like.
And it smells
And my
good.
And my ethanol, I had 50 microns before the pump, and then less than 10 micron in the rear of the spray, right out of the cell, and then less than 10 micron right before the rail.
You can't have any 100 microns anywhere because
It's not enough.
Yeah, and
And
it
it
just
eats-
eats it all up.
Yeah, like the paper where it gets glued to the filter just dismantles itself.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is dog box quick change.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a G-force or
Yeah, G-force.
sick. So even back in 2000, I'm gonna be old here, but 06, 07, Enjuku had like the baddest drift cars.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
everywhere we went, they were like back then they had super lightweight SR S
I
chassis.
mean, they brought stackers to the game. To
I know,
FD. It was like
they
the first
did.
one. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
They also had cars fall off in the stacker too one time.
I didn't remember that.
Before my time.
That might have been before your time.
Wasn't involved. Wasn't
No. I was laughing because I was like, damn, they got a stacker, and Hachi Bill was there.
Oh, yeah.
And I forgot who else. And I think Bill was driving the rig back then.
Right, yeah, probably.
And like ducking way stations and doing that whole thing. But they
RV,
opened,
man.
we were in Denver, I think, and they opened the back door, and the top car was sitting on top of the car below it.
Sick.
Hopefully, everyone Ken knows that, and they didn't just get it fixed,
it's
and I'm
fine.
ratting them out
It's
here.
Before my time.
But anyways, I'm like, oh, that happens.
Yeah, wow.
And he's like, yeah, I got to go like driving these crazy roads to get here and whatever. Anyways, so yeah, but they always had the baddest cars. I feel like they were like 450 to 500 horsepower, SR, high compression.
Yep.
And they were like 2,200 pounds,
Yeah.
like super lightweight. And they were one of the first people to like build an S chassis to like that spec, like stripped down and nothing, like crazy. So it's cool to still see like this same type of, obviously the cars have escalated.
Yeah, back
Like-
then it was tame tie rods and spacers.
Right. It was. And colored tire smoke too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like everything's engineered for drifting. But still, like, still has the baddest cars. So it's really cool. What's your favorite thing about this car? Not the motor. You can't say the motor.
I really like the fabrication in the back. I think Tommy McLaren, the guy who did most of the work, because the design he did is really liked it. So it's kind of reminds me of like a dirt car. Like all this unbolts here, if you ever have an issue. We just actually started doing plas cut bash bars like this.
That's cool.
Which cut down on the build time on the bash bars a lot.
A lot.
So, yeah, compared to like that's what we were running before.
Have you used them?
Yeah, I've gone through on this side at OSW probably 4 or 5 now.
Nice.
And
That one's showing that it works right there. That
Yeah.
one's buckled in.
yeah, it's buckled a little bit.
That's sick. Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, so cell back here, this swivels out when you have to take the anything with the cell out.
Oh, okay.
All our pumps are on the side here.
So kind of like, so you just pull back on that, or?
Yeah, like if you were ever to have to take this off, you can take this off and literally just
Oh, it
unbolt
seamed
from
right here. I
yeah,
see
exactly.
now.
Yeah, this is bolted.
It looked like
here,
one piece at
bolted
first.
here. Yeah, and you can swing it back to access everything in the front. And then
Nice.
your actual fuel pump access is through the window here for your feed pumps.
Oh,
The only thing that is kind of bad if it happens is the actual lift pump. That's the worst thing to change probably on the whole car.
Going in the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can still get to it.
Yeah, you can get to it.
It's just like tight.
Not
I don't
as
care
easy.
about changes.
You should put a new one in right now.
That-
That
no,
you
we
just
said it.
said
No, we
that.
said it, yeah.
You should put a new
I'll be
one.
a Hyperfast like on the side of the road.
Hood shocks.
Yep.
Everybody take note.
Yeah.
If it's a serviceable area, hood shocks. I was looking up front for the hood
Yeah.
shock.
We had it. We had an actual prop in there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we don't know where it went.
It wants to
Yeah, this
just
is
bend the hood
nice.
over.
I like that.
Yeah, that's definitely one of
And
my
then
favorite parts.
pulling air, it just pulls air from this area.
Yeah.
You got big fans.
Big fans out and then.
Oh, right here. Okay,
Yep.
I see now.
Yep.
Got it. That's how it gets clean air. Got it.
And it's when the rear bumper's on, it actually has the panels and the cutout to
Oh, to
actually
evacuate
Can I
it.
change my
Yeah, to
answer?
evacuate it.
My other favorite part is the roll cage padding.
Oh yeah.
The cover on it.
Dang, Gator! Dang, Gator wants his gun back. That's sick. Dude, that's so Florida.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
That's cool. This is a rad car for sure.
You gonna be a Hyperfest?
I will be a Hyperfest.
Send me some laps in.
Let's go. We got some new stuff for the demo cars, so hopefully
Sweet.
they'll be tuned up a little bit.
Hell yeah.
They're normally pretty slow and easy and fun to drive, but I built some shocks and changed some front end stuff, so it should be
Oh boy.
a little bit faster now.
Hell yeah.
We'll see. Sick.
I still want to beat your high speed record there, man.
Dude, you got it. Just put windows in.
Oh yeah, is it that bad?
Well, yeah, the first time I did it,
Blow your head
I
back?
hucked it in and literally ripped my visor open. My head went like that, like 150. And I was like, hey guys, can we put a window in this? So we like built this window, like sketchy window, and it worked. But yeah, you gotta get 156.
That's 100% not something I wouldn't have thought of. Like,
Yeah,
on an intro
I
like
didn't
that.
either. It told me what was up.
The
when it
more you
happened.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with this car.
Go cut some windows.
Okay, yeah, right. I think with this car you could probably go a bit faster, just because for me it was tough putting the power down, because that car, the demo cars are pretty heavy. They're like 34-ish, and we turned the power up and it netted me no more speed.
If I
because
recall, you did big tires, right? Like 20s or something?
they're always 20s.
Is it always 20s?
Yeah. I actually put 18s on the front because at that speed the fenders were flexing enough that when I threw it in the first time,
Catching
it
up.
caught. So we put 18s on the front. I mean, it didn't matter. I didn't even
Yeah.
know it got caught, but it was good. One more of those and the
Yeah,
whole
rip
front end was
everything,
going to
yeah.
blow off. But yeah, you got it.
I mean, if they let me, I'd definitely give it a shot.
They'll definitely let you.
Yeah?
For sure.
And talk to Brian.
Yeah, you got to you got to flip the gears in your quick
Exactly.
change.
Yeah.
The quick change, usually you run the big gear on the top and small on the bottom. Right? No, other way around.
It depends. But
Depends
yeah.
on, but if you put them in backwards, it'll like double the ratio almost. So if you want to go fast, you just flip them around.
Yeah.
So it's like a joke we always say, like, I'm gonna flip my gears on you. Let's go.
Yeah, I think I did 130 at Atlanta for Grid Life on turn 1, and that was like
Oh yeah, that's scary.
Like, whoa, yeah, going
So
uphill.
that's scarier than probably what I was doing because there's a lot of runoff on the turn that I did at VIR.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's a nice radius going into it. It's still a long drag.
Yeah.
It would have been sweet to have the turn be bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the entry speed was 155 something, and then the car speed through the turn was like 60.
You got to cut it all down and then bring it all back up.
To make the
turn.
next left-hander. Yeah. And my tires are like shaped like squares by then, because I've been dragging the handbrake for what, half a mile probably sideways. Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of cool. There's like a little lift and dip before the entry, so you kind of use that to pitch the car. But it's sketchy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Aero matters at that speed, man. It starts getting crazy.
That was cool to watch though, with the helicopter trailing you.
Oh yeah, it was cool. I was glad we got to do that for sure. Okay, so now R32.
R32.
Coupe though, 4 doors are better.
Yeah.
Stiffer, safer.
I guess uglier.
Oh man.
I'm not a 4-door R32 guy.
I love the 4 doors.
I'm not a huge fan.
No. Okay.
No, it's like it just doesn't. I don't know.
I think if it's a GTR, obviously that's the best looking of all things.
Yeah.
But I think after a GTR, I would sooner have like an Impol or like one of the 4-door
Oh really?
cars.
Yeah, that's because you like those weird things, man.
I do like goofy stuff. We were just talking about, I have a new car coming that's Ugly Duckling, and it's like the ugliest thing ever, but I think it's cool. I feel like things can be so ugly that they come back to being cool again.
That's true. 100%.
But anyways, no Skyline is ugly at all.
That's true.
But okay, so this, Kevin drove this, Hachi drove this
Yes.
in FD for 2 or 3 years.
2 years, I think it was, and I think it was mainly he's kind of like dual rolled it. We took both the S14 and this.
Right, because he drove this in Prospect too.
Yeah, he drove it in Prospect. Yeah.
Okay.
It was Pro 2 at the time.
And now Hert drives it.
Yeah.
So this is now Hert's car.
Yeah,
he's converted it to his car. So what's up with this thing? Let's open the hood.
Oh, of course, we stay true.
How many of these you got?
A couple. Well,
so, but this is a big boy bottom end, no?
No, actually, this one is just a 25.
Okay, 25.
It's a 25.
Got it.
But
it says 26 right there, dude.
Oh, it's 26 covers for baffling purposes.
Okay, so the valve covers and the timing covers are RB26 because they're better?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a 3582 Gen 2?
Yeah, man, you know your turbos. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Only because I have about 8,000 of these compressor housings sitting around. Because I used to blow those things up all the time, making 800 on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this one's actually been on it the whole time.
How much power does it make?
700.
Okay. I think it's 700 they live. That's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's at like the top of the map. When we were spinning this thing to the moon, I was getting like 50 pounds of boost in the exhaust manifold. So a little bit of exhaust pressure there.
But this is a C16.
Front rad.
Yeah.
I never knew this had a front rad and an RB.
Front rad.
What? That's crazy.
We wanted to try to keep it to the Pro Spec rules and even the ones that are going to change. So it has standard brakes, standard brake pedal, and a stock steering column.
Booster.
Yep.
With no valve, huh?
No.
I've seen people running those, like Dan runs this valve so it stores boost.
Oh, really?
So the booster stays the same for like quite a few presses when you're on throttle.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know about it either. That was the first I've seen. They got a little help spooling over here.
Yeah, we got a little spool.
Yeah.
Right
You basically got to have this as soon as you go over like 450 in an RB.
So Kevin's first couple, adventures with RB and an S13, and he didn't have nitrous.
Yeah.
And now once he had the nitrous, and I think most people, once you get the nitrous, you just can't go back. It's like,
so it was like 75 shot or 100 shot?
it's a 100 shot.
Yeah, they're hitting it hard down low.
Yeah.
Well, how much torque does this make at like 4,000?
It's not super torquey. I think it's somewhere around like 420.
Okay.
Right.
It just ramps the power up nicely up top.
Yeah,
Are
definitely.
you controlling the boost
Yes.
down low? Okay.
Yes. It's controlled here. We run a Haltech,
Okay.
and
So you are limiting the boost down low. That's what I was asking.
no limiting. No.
No, okay.
No. It's pretty much we try to put as much as we can down.
Okay, got it.
But the nitrous shuts off.
At what, like 1 bar or something?
It's 18 pounds. Yeah.
Oh, 18, yeah.
Yeah.
And what cams are in it?
256 pound cams and hydraulic.
Okay. Still hydraulic.
It stays hydraulic and it works. A lot of people are like, you can't do that, but there's a reason why. It's got a good old dry sump.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, there's got to be an upgraded oiling system.
Yeah, it's dry sump. So we've done it all. We've done the solid, and we've gone fully converted with big old cans, and honestly, this has been the best. Like, Hert lives on the rev limiter on this thing, and
I've seen it.
It takes it all.
I've seen it with his Crocs on, dude, clutch kicking it, driving like a maniac. That's cool. Dang, what is this? Is that like a new
that
HKS?
is HKS's race SSQV.
I've never even seen one of those
A lot
before.
of people, yeah, it's pretty. It's not that new to the market, but essentially it's just large, but it
And you can
holds a
recirc
massive
the
amount of
whole thing.
boost, and it sounds cool, and it's a really good blow-off valve.
Nice.
It's just it's not very compact,
I've never even seen it.
but it's awesome. You should try it.
Very sick. So 700, and what's the peak torque?
530.
530, and it revs to 8.
79, 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Sick.
It depends on. How
I guess with those cams, it's not like you really need to rev it a ton anyway.
No, but it doesn't fall off that hard as you would think it would. Like,
Really?
It does. Like we had the 272 solid cams, and it only made like 300-400 more in the power band.
Okay.
So we just
Went back to the other
went back
ones.
to the other
Yeah.
ones.
Because if it falls off up top, that's fine. You're already spinning the tires.
Well, we still run the VCT,
Oh, yeah.
so
that
it
helps.
works great with the 256.
Oh, right, because the pond cams, you can do that.
Yeah, with the other
So
one.
you lost a lot of bottom end with the other ones because
Exactly.
you lost the
so
VCT.
it was better just to leave the VCT, the 256, and then spray the nitrous to make up for the difference down there, and then shut it off where it stopped making power. And this has been, we even had this same exact setup on Kevin's big 3.2
Oh, okay.
in
Dang.
the one that made the 800. And
Got it. And that made pretty big torque down low.
Yeah, that one actually it was 100 more everywhere
Yeah,
on
sick.
this one. So
That's cool.
not much more peak powers. They made like 810, I think, but
Yeah, but just meat everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's cool. And how much boost does it take to make 700 on this?
32.
32?
Yeah.
Okay. Sick.
And it's not their newer turbo. If we were on a G series, it
Oh,
probably
yeah.
could take.
I know. This with like a 9 whatever on it. Was it G35 900?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because some of the Garrett stuff, like their older stuff, works better on some setups too. Like,
This is like my favorite turbo.
Yeah.
This one is the one that just gives you all like.
I feel like I had and it's not the same because it's JZ, but I had that turbo, the Gen 2 3582, on a 1J, non-VVTi, no nitrous, and I was able to make 500 foot-pounds of 4,000, and I could have made more, but a stock motor, and it made 570 up top. And I was like, that's crazy. I took it off, and I put a G35 900 on it. It made less torque and less power at the same boost.
Really?
And I was like, that's weird. But then you start looking at it and the map and the way the 1J flows, and you're like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Like that older turbo, even though it's older technology, the aero of it and the sizing of it is just better for that particular intake manifold, exhaust. Everything was just right, you know.
Right.
It's like those old like HKS turbos, like the T51Rs or the 18Zs. Like they're from the 90s, and they still are as good as some of the brand new stuff.
Yeah, they were
Because
ahead
it was
of the time.
for that car, you know.
Yeah.
Sick. So, does this have standard R style front end on it, like the crazy upper arm thing?
Yes. Okay, so this was a WiseFab car
Okay.
when Kevin drove it.
Okay.
Hert made me, I like to say, go backwards.
Okay.
And
Tell me it has cut knuckles on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got the
He
heat,
does have cut knuckles.
he's got
on it.
the heat maker knuckles.
Oh my
We
gosh.
have a stock lower control arms
With
that are
that
extended.
crazy, yes.
But we
25 mil extended arms.
But we did. I had to go through this a bunch of times to make it work for him, and we did a couple different lower control arms.
Got
and,
it.
You can see that custom tension rod.
Yeah, I see that.
We made that here with the Plas table.
I was looking. That's cool.
Yeah. So luckily, we were able to
It
do
goes
stuff
really
like that.
far in
Yeah.
for clearance.
So it actually makes like 67 degrees
Holy
of angle.
shit, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like all you ever need.
Yeah. It is something. It took a couple of tries because when he drove it the first couple times, I was.
He's still got stock looking tie rods on there
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. It's pretty. It was pretty basic. And,
Yeah.
But we got it to work. So.
That's cool. Yeah, that super strut thing is insane. Like this big bulky craziness.
Yeah, I went from being able to bolt on a hub to having to like replace a bearing and press it out into the.
Hurt's happy with it.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it.
That's cool.
But it's still got the G-force and winters in here too.
You got all the scrub too, bro. Holy shnikes, dude. Oh, I thought this was another spacer. It's just one.
No, it's just, yeah, but we ended up. It's a full 25 mil bolt
So
on.
this is like minus 10 offset or something.
It works out to be right about that.
Yeah.
He wanted more, but
They
I'm like,
line the
no.
dots up on the tires. They know. Or that was on accident.
Probably.
Let's look at the other side. Let's see.
We're not that nerdy.
Oh, there's no dots on the other side.
Well,
I line the dots
No,
up.
no.
Oh, I'm a nerd now. So what's your favorite part about this car?
The way it sounds.
Clearly not the steering setup.
It's the way it sounds. It sounds amazing.
What manifold's on it?
It is a dock
Okay, dock race.
dock race manifold. This thing sounds mean.
And then 4-inch exhaust or something?
4-inch oval exhaust.
Oh, oval.
Yeah.
Nice.
This I really like this car
12
because this car we didn't go like stripped down. This one's like slow progression.
Keep your corner lights in your car.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys know this. Nobody ever notices it. They go, "Hey man, what are those like some crazy N1 headlights?"
Are they S14?
They are Maxima E32 Maxima headlights.
You're right, because they're short.
They're short, $17.
Dude, that is great.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite parts about it because
And the sound.
yeah, $17 headlights.
What makes it sound so good? Just because it's RB or just the combination of manifold exhaust combo?
I like the sounds of RBs.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know because the 3.2 RB didn't sound as good as this 25. So I don't know if it just has something to do with it being a 25.
Got it.
Practically all of it was the same, but it sounds mean.
It's probably just an exhaust pressure thing. The 3.2 is probably a lot more exhaust pressure.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
Just filling that void. And this has better velocity, probably. I don't know. I always think about that with sound because it's really important for my shit to sound good.
you would assume that this thing's so quiet. These LS turbos?
Yeah, it's because turbo LS.
Yeah, it's so quiet, but these turbo RBs, this thing's so loud.
Yeah. This rev's a bit higher too.
Yeah. This car never got the full treatment. It never got completely torn down and revamped. It just slowly got like something done to it and then something else done to it, and it never was a full.
Glass. Glass window too?
Yeah. We only do
Whoa.
glass.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I've broken too many glass windows that I run Lexan in a lot of my stuff now.
Well, it's not exactly easy to get an R32 windshield
That's why I was wondering why it was glass.
because I bought 3 R32 windshields like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so
When they were like $200.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're like $1,200.
Yep. So they're still.
Can you still get them from Nissan at all?
Not
No.
right now. I think there's a JDM reproduction of it. That
Okay.
You can order in, but you spend like.
Well, you got to buy 2
$600
of them because they make you buy 2 every time.
It's like $600 for the glass and like $1,300 to ship it here.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
they only guarantee 1 of them.
Yeah.
That's why they tell you to buy 2.
Yeah.
It's a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
We did that. We ordered a windshield. My wife had an R32 4-door, and windshield was cracked. And we ordered one, and we got both of them, and they showed up, and they were R33 sedan windshields.
Well, sedan 32 and coupe 32 are different windshields.
Yep.
I ordered a 32 coupe one, or sedan one, and got a coupe one. Didn't know it. And
Not even close.
No, I didn't.
It's way longer.
Yeah.
Like the coupe one is like,
And that sucks when you got the glass out and you try to put it back in.
oh, that's what happened with ours. I literally got everything glued up, ready to go, and I was like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I was at the paint shop, car was just freshly painted. I had the windshield pulled to get painted because it was all cracked anyway, and that's how that went. Sucked. And then they shipped us the correct glass, and I had the R33 glass. And last week when I was in Washington, somebody wanted to buy them, and I had them up on top of a car on the lift so they would never get messed with. And I opened it, they were both broken.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
Something, either somebody was like leaned on them because I had them on top of a windshield of a car up on a lift that never comes down. So like something happened.
Maybe it was heat. I doubt it.
In Washington? No way. And then this car has quick change
Yes.
and dog box or no?
Yes.
Okay.
G-Force, GSR.
All of it.
Yeah.
Dog box, quick change, all the things.
Yeah.
I'd like to drive this car. I think it'd be fun.
All right. Just let me know.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
that easy. We got it. We're good. It'd be fun. I need to get some right-hand drive practice. I'm going to Australia like next week.
I don't think I can help you with that.
No, I just got
You drive around
that
the
car
book.
we were just talking about, right-hand drive.
Yeah, true.
So I'm gonna drive some laps in that, and I just have to get back in the groove of it. I haven't drifted really drifted right-hand drive in like 5 years since I've been in Japan.
Hert said it was pretty easy. Like
Yeah.
you punched a door maybe once or twice.
Oh yeah, go for the handbrake.
Yeah. And after that you'll
He's
learn.
got big fists too. He probably needed a new door after that. That's cool. Well, sweet, man. That pretty much concludes our trip to Enjuku. I had to buy a clutch slave for the S13 so my wife's car can move again, and I figured we'd do a tour and show you guys what was up. If you need any of these parts, they make ISR, they make J-Replace, which is a steel fenders for like S chassis and stuff, and then also square wheels and some other products. So if you look in the description, I will drop those in there. All right, later.